Hello everyone and welcome to this video. Now today I'm going to be doing a bit of a vinyl update video showing some records picked up over the past couple of months here. So yeah, some of these do go back a bit to I think like before I filmed like my last update video, but I didn't get a chance to show them in that. But I've also got a couple of Christmas pickups as well to show. So yeah, we'll just get stuck into it with a couple of Christmas presents. First one I got off my mum and dad, which I asked for. Which was the Pulp box set for A Different Class album here, which is a really like nice box set here. Like I think I will do a separate video on this actually, like showing like this box set, because it is really nice. Like you get the full album, like with its original die cut sleeve, and then a booklet, and also their Glastonbury set from 1995, like as well. So a really great box set here, which like I said, like I will do a separate video on. Okay, next up now was another Christmas present. This one bought from my girlfriend. Again, something like I asked for, which was Beatles Anthology 4 here. So yeah, like I am very glad that they decided eventually to release this like as a standalone item. Like otherwise, I probably wouldn't have got it. Like certainly that wouldn't have got it like in like the big box set like it came in like anyway. Like yeah, like really glad to get this like as like a standalone like release here. I mean, there's some good stuff on here, particularly from the kind of Help and sort of Rubber Soul era. A lot of the lighter stuff we have, it is kind of outtakes like we've already heard like from like those from the individual album box sets, but there's some good stuff like on here though, and like it is like a nice collection, plus the remixes of Free as a Bird, Real Love, and Now and Then are all really good like as well. So yeah, that is Anthology 4 there. Okay, next up now, picked up a couple of like weeks ago here, after I seen this artist like in concert. So like back at the start of December I went to see Wolf Alice, and I've just really gotten into them like over like the past year, and decided to pick this album up, which is their debut album here. So before like the concert, like I went to, like I was kind of like swatting up like on all of like their earlier like material, and for me this is the album that really jumped out to me, particularly the first couple of tracks. Turn to Dust is really good. It's quite kind of Cocteau Twinsy, kind of like quite like not quite ambient, but it's got that kind of like ethereal kind of sound to it, which I really loved. And then Bros, the second track, is a really great anthemic song, which quickly become one of my favourite like Wolf Alice tracks. And then there's some other great stuff like on this album like as well. So no, this is a really nice like a really nice album here, originally released in 2015 here. Okay, now I've got a couple of things from the big record fair in Glasgow. This would have been in November. I think I went to this here and picked up a couple of bits and bobs. So I got this Morrissey single here for Every Day Is Like Sunday for £10 here, which I thought was a decent price. Like Morrissey singles, the kind of going rate for them like is about like £10 to £20. And this is one that I just like hadn't like picked up. Like it is like one of his like very best songs, like no doubt about it. So I thought, yeah, this was a nice one to get like as a 12-inch single. I also found this single as well, a 7-inch single for the Lathams here. This is the song All My Life, which is a non-album single actually. So this is kind of like I think like the only place like you can get the original version of it like on vinyl, which is quite nice. It's on a nice clear vinyl, and on the B-side it's got one of my favourite Latham songs, Crying Out, which is a fantastic track. They'd later re-record that for like their second album, but this early version is really great as well. So yeah, that is the Lathams there. I also picked up this album here, which now completes my Belle and Sebastian albums collection. So I got a copy of Girls in Peacetime, Want to Dance here. This is often regarded as Belle and Sebastian's weakest album. It was from 2014, like it originally came out. And yeah, a lot of people say this is a lot more kind of dancey kind of album, and there's definitely hints of that like on here. But I guess they're trying something new with this album, and like even though it might not always work, there's a couple of really great tracks, particularly the opening track, Nobody's Empire, is like I think like one of Belle and Sebastian's very best songs there. So yeah, that's their album, Girls in Peacetime, Just Want to Dance. I also picked up this as well, which was quite cheap. Again, one that I was kind of missing. I didn't really need it, but I thought that it was a nice collection though. It's Pete Townsend and the album Who Came First here. So this was issued, I think, originally in the early 70s, 1971 or 72, like I want to say. And I think it's a kind of It's a kind of collection, I think, largely of early demos, like I want to say. There's certainly like a couple like off like the tracks on here, like Pure and Easy, like in particular, like is like an outtake from the like the Who's Next Lifehouse kind of like mammoth project. There's some interesting images here though, and like I know like Townsend around this time was very interested in kind of spirituality and kind of Hinduism sort of thing. So there's kind of a few posters there, and then it also has got this poster as well, if I can get it open. I can't remember what this is off. Okay, it's not off much, like unfortunately there. But yeah, there's a nice original copy of it though on Track Records. Okay, I also picked up this album as well, which is a bit of a classic shoegaze album here, a band called Chapterhouse. This is their album called Whirlpool here. And I think maybe like their second album, early 90s, but great guitar music here. A bit noisy, but also quite melodic as well. Like I think it's got a great, like it's a great balance of like what I like in music. Yeah. Quite full on and anthemic in places, but then also like a bit tender like in other places as well. This is a nice original copy of it here, and this is on, I thought this was on Creation, but I think I might be wrong. I think it's on a label called Dedicated Records there. So yeah, that is Whirlpool by Chapterhouse. Okay, next one, I've filled a bit of a hole in my Jeff Lynne collection, probably one of the only holes that I still had to fill, which was this Smooth album here called Looking On here, which I picked up for £20. This is a original American copy of the album here. I think this was the first album of the Move that Jeff Lynne was involved with, and it's quite different from either the Move's previous work, but also what ELO would go on to do. This is very heavy, hard rock sort of sounds on here, but a very good album though. Like I did actually quite enjoy this album. I thought this was maybe like original, but this Capitol label is kind of screaming reissue to me, so I'm not really sure actually. But there's some good songs here. Probably the most famous is one called Brontosaurus, a Roy Wood song. Actually, to be fair, like Jeff Lynne only gets like 2 tracks like on this album, so he was still kind of like easing himself in to the Move at this point. Next one now is an 80s indie classic, really, or what should be considered like an 80s indie classic anyway. It's Micro Disney, and the album is called The Clock Comes Down the Stairs here. 1985 here. Great band, Irish band, really fantastic stuff. Again, quite jangly, quite Smithsy like in places. Like I say, like the Smiths is like a good approximation like of this. Certainly like the lead singer, who I forget his name, but he's got quite a Morrissey-esque like kind of voice here. And yeah, this is a really great record. There's nice in the sleeve of it like as well there. Yeah, I think Sean O'Hagan is the name of like the lead singer, and he's really talented guy. This is a really fantastic album. Another underrated 90s album here, like early 90s, is by The High here. Again, also got from the Record Fair in Glasgow. This is called Somewhere Soon. I think this was their one and only album, like I want to say. Again, a little bit shoegazy, if you're in, but also kind of a bit Stone Roses, Manchester sort of vibe to it, like as well. I think really good album here. It was a shame that like they only did like the one record. Nice gatefold there with a good picture of them like on the inside, and then this also comes with a artwork insert as well, a kind of nice textured artwork insert there too. The High, a really underrated band. A lot of great tracks like on this album. Like one that I hope to review soon. It is on London Records as well. Okay, next couple here were bought at a couple of record fairs, also like in Glasgow, when my friend like Ollie Saunders came up to visit. We did a bit of record shopping like around Glasgow, and I picked up a few good bits and pieces here. So from one fair, I got a really lovely single here, which is an Orange Juice one for the song Poor Old Soul here. But the main reason I got this was because of this fantastic original postcard record sleeve it comes in here, which you don't see too many of these kicking about. Like, and yeah, I maybe would have preferred like preferred like a different song, perhaps like Falling and Laughing, or maybe Blue Boy, perhaps. I think like are better songs. But this is a really like great single here to get, and yeah, it's a lovely example like of the original Postcard Records label there. Okay, let's not know. I maybe didn't need to buy this, considering I am kind of in the middle like of collecting this band's kind of 12-inch singles from this era, but I decided to pick it up like anyway. So I got another copy here of Deacon Blue's Rain Town, but this is the deluxe version of the album, which I'm not entirely sure like how rare this is. I paid a bit for this. I think I paid £30 for this copy, but it comes with a whole extra album basically with all of the B-sides like from like this era. Like I think like all the tracks in here like were B-sides. Like I'm not 100% sure. Like there might be some tracks like that are like exclusive to this edition of it, but it was just nice to get this one here. It's basically just the same as the original album. It's got the original sleeve, but then like we've got like the Riches compilation here, like as well, like with all of like those extra bonus tracks on it. Okay, so I also bought at that Glasgow Record Fair, sticking with a Scottish theme here too, is a Bluebells single for the great song Young at Heart here. I'm not sure what issue this was. I'm pretty sure this would have been the like original like version like of like the single here, like there, like rather than like the 90s reissue. Like I'm almost certain of that. But yeah, fantastic wee song like here, like Young at Heart, with two unique B-sides on it as well. And then last thing bought at those Glasgow Record Fairs was this album here, again, a kind of Manchester album by a band called Northside here. This album is called Chicken Rhythms, this one here. And yeah, I mean, don't let the cover put you off, because it is a bit of a daft cover. This is actually a pretty solid album. If you're into, Stone Roses, Charlatans, Happy Mondays, Northside were another, like one of like those like great bands. They were on Factory Records here, produced by Ian Brodie from the Lightning Seeds. So yeah, all round just a really cracking album. The inner sleeve there continues the quite colourful and wacky artwork there. And like as I said, this is on Factory Records, and really good records here. I think again they were a kind of one album and done sort of band, but yeah, a great record here though. Okay, next couple now were bought from a shop in Lee, which is near to where my grandparents live. I think it's been open a couple of years, called Sticky Black Tarmac. Yeah, it was the first time like I went to the shop, and I must say like I was quite impressed actually. Like I did think like the prices were very reasonable. It's mostly new stuff, but I was particularly interested in like the used stuff. And it just so happened like when like I was there to be putting out a couple of Bob Dylan albums, again for really reasonable prices I thought. So I got a copy here of his album Self-Portrait here for £10, which I admit it probably isn't one of Dylan's finest albums. I always get this one mixed up a little bit with the one, is it called New Morning, I think. Like these two albums are kind of similar like in like my head. But this one's a kind of double album, and yeah, it's not supposed to be very good. Like I've not played it yet, but I thought like nice addition there to the Dylan collection. And then this one here, another double album here like by Bob Dylan, the Basement Tapes here, again only for like a tenner. Like usually like at record fairs I see this going for like 20-30 quid. So again I thought this was a good price. They're in nice condition these like as well. So this one's got like it's got like its like original gatefold sleeve there, and like the records are on the CBS label like in like this case here. So again like I've not played this one yet, but I think I'll like it. And like I know a couple of the tracks like on this album, and the Basement Tapes are a kind of like a legendary like session really. So yeah, like was quite happy to pick this one up. Okay, next one I picked up was an album by the Lemon Twigs here, which is an album Everything Harmony. Came out a couple of years back, but was one that I missed when like it came out, and then I bought an album that came out after this called A Dream Is All We Know, I think it was called, which I really loved that album. So I thought that I would go back and check this one out that came out, like I said, like the year before, 2023. Again, this is a very kind of 70s sort of like influenced album, quite sort of soft rock sort of style to it. A couple of great tracks here, particularly my favourites are like In My Head, like is a brilliant song. And then also I think Ghost Run Free I think I really like, and the title track's pretty good too. This is I think it's just a standard black vinyl copy, like I want to say, yeah, just on the black vinyl there, but a nice label though there, like Everything Harmony there. And then this also has a nice little postcard with it as well, which is quite cool. So, yeah, that is the Lemon Twigs. Okay, next couple now were bought from a couple of shops in Newcastle when I was down there to see, I went to see Field Music in November in Sunderland. So I also did a bit of record shopping like in Newcastle as well. So I picked up a few bits and bobs here. So I got this R.E.M compilation called like Dead Letter Office, which I think is a compilation of all of their early B-sides, I want to say. But I played this and this was very good. Like I thought like a lot of these tracks probably didn't deserve to be B-sides, but actually like sort of like came across as kind of like would have all made pretty good album tracks, like I thought. And then I picked up this 12-inch single by Scottish indie band Can Sinatras. This is for their song Hay Fever, a really fantastic song. I absolutely love the song Hay Fever, from their second album called, what's it called? I've Seen Everything Now, I think it's called. And this is just a nice copy of it here. It's got a nice artwork print. Well, I say a nice artwork print. It's a pretty plain artwork print actually. But it's nice that it comes with it though anyway. And then also at those shops in Newcastle, picked up a couple of 7-inch singles here. So I got a couple of David Bowie ones for the song DJ from the Lodger album. Pretty good underrated Bowie single there. Doesn't really get much attention these days. Likewise with this one here, which is for Alabama song here. And this is quite a nice copy of it because it's a kind of poster sleeve edition. So if I kind of like there's a single there like on the RCA label, and then the actual sleeve kind of folds out into a nice poster there of Bowie in his 79 Space Oddity outfit. So that's quite a nice wee single there too. Then picked up this Talk one here for the song Such a Shame from their, I think this was their second album, It's My Life album here. I think this was maybe the second or third single taken from that album there, just on EMI there. Very nice song. Another 80s classic here, Prefab Sprout, the song Appetite here. Again, a fantastic song, and quite a nice picture sleeve there. And then also got this Beatles one here for very cheap. This one, I didn't really need it, but it's the Beatles movie medley that EMI put out in the mid-70s. And yeah, this is basically just, I think it's 7 tracks from the Beatles films kind of mashed up together rather crudely and packaged up as a Beatles movie medley. Again, didn't really need it, but it is a fun little collector's item here. Okay, next couple of items here were from a shop in Dunbar in East Lothian, Green Cat Records. Been there a couple of times. Really great wee record shop. I was out there kind of for work, so I think after I kind of finished my work, called into the record shop, and got a few bits and pieces here. So I got another R.E.M item here. This is a 12-inch single for their song Don't Go Back to Rockville. Probably my favourite R.E.M song. It's certainly well up there for me. I think it's an absolutely fantastic song. Again, a bit country, but really, a really great song. Really well written, great lyrics, sung well, and yeah, great to get it on a 12-inch single here. Okay, next one now was a bit of a blind buy, but also a little bit not at the same time, because I kind of recognise the artist's name. It's a guy called Peter Blegvad here, I recognise the name because I knew that he had collaborated with Andy Partridge on some kind of on some albums, some recent albums. So I thought, I didn't realise that he was making his own records, going sort of back to the early 80s. But then I turned this over and then looked at the back and seen produced by Andy Partridge. So I thought, well, I'm gonna give this a go, and it's a good album. It's quite different, a bit interesting, but I thought this was a pretty good record. Quite a little bit folky, but also a little bit oddball as well. At the same time, certainly some of the lyrics are kind of a little bit odd. It's on the Virgin label here. It's called The Naked Shakespeare here. Yeah, produced by Andy Partridge, 1983. So I thought was a interesting item there to add to the collection. And then also in Green Cat in Dunbar, picked up a couple of 7-inch singles here. A few real good collectible items here as well. So I got this Prefab Sprout one here for the song like We Let the Stars Go here, which is interesting. It's a nice promo copy of it here with a kind of gatefold sleeve here with a bit of what's this like blurb there about the Jordan album, and then also all of their tour dates on the other side, and then just a single in there. So yeah, I've never seen this one before, and like I don't think like is like too common. We also picked up this XTC single here, which is for the song Grass here, like one like their 7-inch singles like I was missing. This is the, like I said, like the original copy, so it's got Dear God like on the B-side, like so yeah, this is very much the single that would become notorious like in like XTC's like discography, like all like the American DJs flipped the single, played the B-side, and got XTC like into like a bit of bother. Okay, next up now, another 7-inch single by a band who like I've already showed like in this video, which is a Micro Disney. This is for the song Gale Force Winds. Again, one of my favourite micro Disney songs from their album. I think 39 minutes, like I want to say, but a fantastic song here. Like great, like lost classic there from the 80s. Another 80s classic here is China Crisis, and this is King in a Catholic Style, and this is a really fun copy of it because it kind of like it's another gatefold, but it folds out and opens up into this kind of poster here, which I've never seen this done before, like on a single. I think that's really clever and like really fun there. And like I said, yeah, just a single in there as well. Like yeah, King in a Catholic Style. Also this past year, become a real big fan of the Go-Betweens. So I picked up a couple of their 7-inch singles as well, like which like I don't think are too common in like the UK. So I got a copy here of Streets of Your Town, probably their like most popular signature song really, but great to get it like on a 7-inch with a song called Wait Until June on the B-side. And then I got this one as well, which is a kind of sort of double single, I think this one is, for Right here, on Beggar's Banquet, this one, and it's a gatefold single there. And then you've got, like I said, like two 7-inch singles here, so a total of 4 tracks on here. So yeah, really good value. This was only £6 actually, so I thought that was a really good price for that. And then just to finish up here, a couple of my girlfriend's friends said that they had some records, I think that their gran had given them, or I think she'd either died or something, and like they were kind of going through the stuff, and like she had some records. Would I like to have like a look through them and see if they were either worth anything, or if there's anything I kind of like wanted to take like from them. So I wasn't expecting much, like, to like be honest with you, but they did have some pretty good stuff actually. So I picked up a couple of things here, like really grateful for them for like letting me go through and kind of see like what I wanted from that collection. So I got a couple of bits and pieces here. I got a copy of Deacon Blue's album, like When the World Knows Your Name, but this is a gatefold copy. My copy is certainly not a gatefold, so I thought this one was a nice one there to add to the collection. They had a copy of this Mark Bolan and T-Rex compilation. This is the first Mark Bolan thing like that I have like in like my collection. It was a great singles artist again, like the early 70s, like as like we all know, and this is just a kind of double compilation collecting all of his hits there. So this would probably be the only Mark Bolan thing like I get like in my collection, but I thought, you know, like his hits are like the best thing to get really. They also had a couple of Stevie Nicks albums, like solo albums like that I didn't have like in my collection, so I thought I would like take those. So I got a copy of like Belladonna here. This was her debut solo album 1981, and this is notable for featuring the song Stop Dragging My Heart Around with Tom Petty on it, and produced by Jimmy Iovine like as well. So very much got that kind of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers sort of sound to it. And then this is one called Rock a Little here, from, I think this is a bit later, maybe 1985, I think. Not sure if this was also produced by Jimmy Iovine, but like another solo record there from Stevie Nicks. And then they also had a couple of Bruce Springsteen albums in like the collection like as well, which I don't have any Bruce Springsteen, and I must say like I'm not a massive fan of his right now, But, you know, because I'm such a fan of, like, the likes of, say, Sam Fender, who was massively influenced by Springsteen, but also, like, artists, like, adjacent to him, like Tom Petty, say, like that Heartland, like, American rock sound, I thought, you know, okay, I maybe need to give him, like, a bit, like, of a chance. And because these were free, I kind of thought, okay, this is a good place to start, really. So there's a copy of Born to Run there, like, probably his signature album, really. Like, so a couple of Springsteen's most popular tracks, particularly the title track, which is a classic song, and then Thunder Road, like, as well, like, as, like, the opener. So this is the one that I was probably gonna wind up buying sooner or later, like, anyway, so was, yeah, very glad to get a copy of that there. A copy of The River here, which is a little bit worse for wear, like, unfortunately, it's kind of ripped, like, on, like, the back there, so, again, like, if I like this album and I get into Springsteen, you know, I might well end up looking for, like, an upgrade copy, but it's got both discs in it, it's got both, I think it's got, it's only got one inner sleeve of it, though, which is a bit annoying, so, yeah, like I said, like, a bit worse for wear, like, this particular copy. And then just to finish up, I had a copy of his, like, most commercially successful album here, Born in the USA. I know for a fact that I don't like the title track, but it does also have Dancing in the Dark on here, which I do actually quite like. I mean, like, that is, like, a classic song there. And then also a couple of other big hits, like Glory Days, and I can't remember what the other big hits were. My Hometown, like, I recognise the title, like, off, like, that song anyway. And this is a nicer copy anyway. It's got the inner sleeve, plus the insert with it too. So yeah, that's become the end of this vinyl update video. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Again, if you want to see me review any of these albums, please do leave them down below in the comments, and I'll see you all next time for the next video. Goodbye.